Hi friends, I'm just waiting for my son to get out of rehearsal, and I just wanted to weigh in on a controversial topic that's been going around. There was a woman who suggested that when we change a baby's diaper, we ask for their consent. So ask them if it's okay, pause, wait for their reaction, and you're supposed to go by like their facial cues or something, and if the baby cries, maybe that's a sign that you shouldn't change their diaper. I'm against this philosophy for two reasons. One, as a mom, I find it kind of sickening that the act of caring for your baby and changing their diaper could somehow be compared to molestation. Because basically it's being implied that if the baby doesn't want their diaper changed, it's because at the moment they would find that violating in some way. I think as they get older, the diaper changes are a good time to teach them about their body, to teach them correct anatomical terms, and to eventually have talks about what is a good touch and what is a bad touch. I really appreciate my kid's pediatrician because he always asks, what do you call your kids' private parts? Because he wants to make sure that they absolutely know what he's going to do next. And then he explains the only circumstances in which it's okay for someone to touch you in your private areas. Considering things that I went through, I find it offensive that when I'm caring for one of my children, that I am somehow making them feel violated as a predator made me feel. And that's just way off base. Often when our parents and our grandparents age, they return to a state where they can't use the toilet anymore and they have to have their diapers changed. And sometimes it's necessary for their children to take care of them in that way, to bathe them, to dress them. And again, that is an act of love to take care of them. There is not anything sexual about it. But yeah, sometimes they put up a stink because as dementia sets in, they have a hard time understanding what's going on. Like my 97-year-old grandmother punched someone for trying to give her a bath. But that would be based on experiences that she's had in her many years of life. And a baby has nothing to compare to anything. Eric, did you hear about the dumb lady who thinks that when you change a baby's diaper, you should ask for their consent? How dumb is she?
Very dumb.
And why?
Because babies can't give consent.
Exactly. The second issue for me is that this woman's philosophy is like saying babies should call the shots. Like half the time, they don't even know what they're crying about. We don't know what they're crying about. They don't know what they're crying about. They might be crying because they're tired and they refuse to go to sleep. You eating my curds? If my daughter had her way, every single beverage would be chocolate milk. And this is an issue we fight her on. And she doesn't understand it. And that's just too bad. I'm not going to let her make unhealthy choices all day long because I know what's best for her and she doesn't. So if you ask the baby if they want their diaper changed and somehow you know their answer is no, then what? How long do you let them sit in their waste? Because, I don't consent to someone sitting on my lap in a soiled diaper that's oozing poo. And if you're a parent, you've seen the amazing things that can happen, which don't seem logical. I don't know. It seems like, according to the laws of physics, a child should not be able to poo all the way up to their head and their feet at the same time, but they do. And that is the least likely time that you would ask a child if it's okay if you change their diaper. With poo everywhere, you're just going to throw them in the bathtub. Or if they dump food all over their head, yes, you are going to give them a bath. And they are not going to be wearing any clothing. And there's nothing sexual about it. And it's totally necessary. And the child might cry about it because maybe they hate baths. And that's just too bad. There are already too many parents who let their kids call the shots. As my kids get older, I would say, do you want mommy to change your diaper or do you want daddy to change your diaper? Do you want a blue cup or a red cup? Little by little, you let them make choices, but for the most part, they don't know what they're talking about. Let me know how you feel about this subject. I will have some funny videos coming soon. I've been working on one that's a lot more time consuming, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. And please remember to subscribe and also tap the bell next to the subscribe button so that you'll get notifications when I upload a new video. Sometimes YouTube is glitchy and you will stop receiving notifications. Like I've tapped the bell for people and then YouTube kindly untaps the bell for me, and then I think the person hasn't made a video in forever. I hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks so much for watching. Okay, we're home now, but I'm still not quite done with the subject. So when you think about it, a baby is naked in the womb all of those months. So being naked is the norm for them, and wearing a diaper is not the norm. So really, they never really consented to anyone putting a diaper on them in the first place. Also, pooping is new to them. I bet when you do change their diaper, they probably feel like, ah, this feels like the good old days back when I was a fetus. Okay, now I'm done.